Hi everybody. For those of you that don't know me, and I'm hoping that there's a lot of you because this will get passed around a bit, my name's Robert Earl. Robert Earl. I have roosters, and they're in the background. I live out here in West Texas, just north of Big Bend National Park and the Mexico border. My wife and I are retired, and we live off-grid in a sustainable environment. We're not really preppers, although we were on that program, Doomsday Preppers, several years ago as a lark. But I write a lot on Facebook. I have a lot of videos about living this way. And on Facebook the other day, actually yesterday, I wrote a question. And I was very serious in the question. The question was directed at people that support Donald Trump. And I said, listen, honestly, I really want to know, why do you support Donald Trump? What is your motivation personally? And I genuinely wanted to know. Now, I tend to drone on in my videos, and I want this to be short, so I've got some notes here. Let me get my notes. Just to kind of keep me short, I printed some notes off of my computer. So here we go. Admiral Jerry Johnson, General Butch Saint, Lieutenant General William Boykin, General C., Brigadier General Bugs Bunny, Lieutenant General Yosemite Sam, Rear Admiral R. Runner, Major General Wile E. Wait a minute. Oh, hell. My email server seems to have been hacked. I'm sorry. Oh, hey. C must have stood for cartoon. I have the right page here somewhere. Believe me, when I find it, it's going to be so great. There we go. Okay, so like I said, it wasn't a trap. Genuinely, I want to know, and it's an honest question, because here's the thing, and this is something we all have to remember with every election. This year, on November 9th, the election's going to be over, but we'll still be Americans. We're still going to be countrymen. Now, what binds us together is our way of life, our democracy, and our commitment to, and this is most important, our commitment to supporting what the majority of our fellow countrymen believe in. Now that comes down to a vote every 4 years, and I've heard many times that that's probably the most sacred part of our way of life. That every 4 years we demonstrate a peaceful transition of power. The military stays the military, they observe it, but we as civilians, we demonstrate a peaceful transition of government. It happens every 4 years. Now, whether it's a reaffirmation of the current president to give him 2 terms, or whether we're actually changing presidents, that's what binds us together as Americans. So after the election, we're still going to be Americans. We're still going to be bound together. And I seriously wanted to know what's the motivation. Now, about 25 people responded. And I mean, when a liberal asks you, why do you want to vote for Trump on Facebook, it sounds like a trap, and it sounds like we're going to attack you. And that wasn't the case, but people didn't know it. So only about 25 people responded, and only about 4 or 5 Trump supporters. And we got to take one of those out because he gave me a nasty, uninformed answer. And I respect his thinking, but he didn't respect my question. The rest were mainly non-Trump supporters. They would talk about psychology. One guy put out something called the Guru Effect, which was a podcast from an anarchist way out there in left field. Made perfect sense. And other people talked about just the psychology of the Trump voter, but they weren't a Trump voter, and I wanted to hear. But anyway, what I heard from the real Trump supporters was what I've heard from the media about what drives somebody to support Donald Trump. And I'm not going to get into that because this isn't to be political. This is just really a thank you. And it's pretty much what I heard from the media, the reasoning why people go that route. And I understand that, and as an American, I respect it. As an American, I have to respect it, because on November 9th, we're still going to be Americans. So really the purpose of this is to thank everybody that participated. And I really sincerely mean that. Thanks to all of you, particularly those that said, okay, he's got to have something up his sleeve, but I'm going to tell him why I like Donald Trump. Thank you to you particularly, even the guy with the insulting comment. I did understand where you were coming from, by the way. In the text underneath this on my Facebook post, I'm going to put very succinctly my reasons that I don't support Donald Trump. And, you know, I hope we all... I guess I kind of hope we from dialogues like that, we learn that, you know, we may disagree on some things that are really basic to us, some things that make us a one-issue voter. And we also realize that all the other things that make us American enable us to become a one-issue voter. So, to every one of you, I say thank you. To every one of you that watches this, I say thank you. And to everyone that watches this and everyone you can contact, get people out to vote, either for your candidate or just to vote. I did want to make one last comment, and I can throw that away. This is about Gary Johnson, because in the thread of my Facebook post, I mentioned Gary Johnson. This morning, Gary Johnson appeared on MSNBC's Morning Joe. And you expect a president to be a presidential candidate to be prepared and know about the issues. And even if he's heard about the issues, like sometimes you might think that one of the candidates isn't well prepared, doesn't have an answer, but at least that candidate knows about the issue. Gary Johnson, the former governor of New Mexico, and a second time, at least that I know of, the second time he's a libertarian candidate for president, was asked, how does he feel about the humanitarian crisis in Aleppo? And he looked right straight into the camera and he said, what is Aleppo? The response was, seriously? He said, yeah, no, seriously, what is Aleppo? So, again, in addition to thanking everybody, I do apologize for suggesting that he might be an alternative to Donald Trump, because Donald Trump at least knows what Aleppo is. And at any rate, thanks to everyone that participated. I'm leaving the thread beneath this about the question open for anyone else that wants to comment. The only thing I'll ask you guys is, don't be nasty, don't be rude. If you're going to make a statement, make a statement. And until the next video I do, which is on my YouTube channel, I got to get that plug in. YouTube channel is all one word, Eco Ranch USA, ECO Ranch USA, all one word, and that'll bring you to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Take care, everybody.